And how's it feel to really know about it? You got paperwork. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What are you doing? You bitch ass nigga. Why you telling?
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to channel Black. Today in this video, we're gonna break down how Wack 100 or confidential source number 2
allegedly
is a federal informant in a Main Street Mafia Crips case that took place back in 2008. Hit that like button and let's get right into the paperwork.
The subscribe button. When I beat you on Power Rule, you going to bed.
Here is a short breakdown of the paperwork exposing Wack 100 as a confidential source for the feds.
allegedly
Man, these are not my opinions and or assumptions. You're gonna hear directly from the co-defendants on this case saying that Wack 100 snitched, and also from the arresting officers and maybe even the handler. So let's get right into it.
Lawsuit. SHAQ told me to kill people. Shaquille O'Neal requested and directed his former friend to kill several people, including a gang member. Those are the shocking allegations in a new lawsuit. SHAQ's former pal Robert Ross, an ex-gang member, is suing O'Neal for allegedly masterminding a plot to have him kidnapped by other gang members back in 2008.
Is Shaquille O'Neal at the center of a sex tape scandal? The attorney for a man allegedly linked to the case is speaking out. His client is one of several men accused of kidnapping and beating a man believed to possess a tape that reportedly shows SHAQ with women.
Former Lakers center Shaquille O'Neal is now at the center of a courtroom drama involving sex, lies, and videotape. SHAQ's friend, Dell, the alleged leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips gang, is accused of directing 6 other alleged gang members to kidnap, beat, and rob this man, Robert Ross, who claimed to have a sex tape starring Shaquille O'Neal and a woman other than SHAQ's then-wife, Shawnee.
It's a fascinating case.
Attorney Vincent Oliver is defending Eddie Hill, known as Lil Wes, one of the alleged gang members accused in this case. Oliver says Ross admits he tried to blackmail SHAQ with an alleged sex tape.
Part of the extortion plot was that he wanted 50% of all of the proceeds of a person by the name of Ray J, who's a major rap artist.
Shaquille O'Neal is not charged in this case, but a letter from the LA County Sheriff's Department to a judge indicates more charges could come against the former basketball star. A homicide captain writes a, quote, celebrity who believed Ross was having an affair with his wife enlisted the help of 7 gang members to kidnap, rob, and assault Ross. The letter says the celebrity and his manager are being investigated and more charges may be filed.
So how is Wack 100 involved in this case? It's simple. You look at the paperwork and or talk with the individuals directly involved in the case.
SHAQ Dizzle, K-Slay, Money Mark, Stutter Box.
In order to clearly understand how Wack 100 came to snitch by wearing a wiretap,
allegedly
we must first examine this case by basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal and the Main Street Mafia Crips out in Los Angeles. On February 10, 2008, victim Robert Ross was kidnapped from the parking lot of the Pink Dot, a business located on Sunset Boulevard in the city of West Hollywood. Once at that location, he was assaulted and robbed of his jewelry and money. After being allowed to leave the location, Ross drove to the Los Angeles Police Department's 77th Division to report the crime. Los Angeles Police Department Detective Mark Arenas assumed the investigation from West Hollywood Sheriff's Station due to his involvement in an ongoing federal investigation involving the Main Street Crips. The investigation was delayed due to the ongoing federal investigation and wiretap case involving several of the suspects involved in the kidnap robbery. On July 16, 2008, investigators Fournier and Coet spoke with Detective Quintero regarding the above case. Investigators told Detective Quintero that they were assigned to a task force with the Los Angeles Police Department, and they were involved in the Main Street Crip investigation. Investigators requested this case be reassigned to them, and their request was granted. After reviewing the case, investigators formulated a plan to speak with suspects involved with the kidnapping, robbery, and assault of victim Ross. The purpose of this plan was to stimulate conversation on the wiretap. Investigators Paul Fournier and Michael Coet interviewed victim Robert Ross at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. Investigators explained to Ross that they would now be handling his case and would like to obtain a detailed statement regarding the event. Ross, who was still upset over the fact he was owed money, had a friend named Cash Jones deliver a message to Mark Stevens and Shaquille O'Neal. The kidnapping and robbery took place approximately 2 weeks after Jones delivered the message to Stevens and O'Neal. On August 5th, 2008, at approximately 0922 hours, Liddell Rolls received a phone call from Mark Stevens. Attached is a copy of the transcribed call between Rolls and Stevens, which was intercepted pursuant to a federal Title III wiretap case. Refer to session number 18202.
A few pages from the Main Street Mafia Crips paperwork gets exposed by Active Chucks,
the official voice and reactions of anything Big U.
and one of those pages is a federal transcript of a wiretap.
Nigga, I was a target. My house got raided. Nigga, I was a victim.
Let's play SHAQ talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dogg, remember? His phone was hit. That's how they got on your line.
No.
That's what they say, Wack.
Back is calling on another line to Mark.
I talked to Dogg, and I think Mark tried to set the three-way up.
Back is calling on another line to Mark.
I talked to Dogg. Mark tried to set the three-way up.
That was one of the names that the feds used for confidential source number 2. Also says CS2-Back. CS2, for those who don't understand law, is code word for confidential source.
The following is a transcript of a wiretap pursuant to a federal Title III wiretap case. Session 18202. Date and time: August 5th, 2008, 9:22:38 to 9:29:39. Duration: 7 minutes 1 second. Dell tells Stevens that your boy Box went sour. CS2-Back wants Dell phone number. Back needs to talk to Dell. It's important. Dell talks about Box incident and Back wanting to talk to Dell. Mafia talk and someone talking too much. Box ? Sounds like Back has info on Box and talk about phone lines being compromised. Box punked the gang. 2 messages on Mark's phone. Mark is involved in the gang business and operations. Duke. Back is calling on another line to Mark. Transcribed by KLS. The following is a transcript between Mark Stevens and Dell Dogg pursuant to a wiretap. Mark Stevens.
Hit me about 3 times. He want me to give him your number, so I was calling to clear it with you first before I give him your number. He called me and
Dell Dogg.
I'm cool on that, brother.
Oh, okay, so you don't want. Alright, so you don't want to do no holler. Alright.
What's up with you though, man?
We'll talk, man. You know, I just need to know, man. When I talk to Back, I'm just gonna tell that nigga man, oh man. Well, you know, homie, you been on the phone with. Dude, and you know, shame, you know what I'm saying. You right, man. No telling what lies he told a nigga on the phone. You know what I'm saying.
And then though, when you call the dude, you make the dude talk about certain stuff on the horn. You know that's what they got going on. I ain't got no time for this, dude.
I mean, you know that's good information. See, now I know how to. Like I said, I ain't been helping the Wack boy in a minute. You know what I'm saying. He called me out of the blue yesterday. Not yesterday. Yeah. Last night left me 2 messages, and this morning, and I just need to know how to play it cool. You know what I'm saying.
Nigga probably said, man, nigga going to jail, laughing.
The following excerpt is from page 54. CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning the MSMC, or Main Street Mafia Crip organization. However, CS2 is only aware of certain aspects regarding the organization's criminal activities and narcotic distribution network. CS2 has no knowledge or information regarding the methods in which narcotics are being transported to the Los Angeles area and distributed to Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. Additionally, CS2 is unable to provide information regarding the narcotic customers, flow of narcotics proceeds and methods that they are using to launder their narcotic proceed. CS2 is only able to identify a limited number of Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. CS2 is unable to provide specific information regarding the organization's extortion activities, methods of monetary collections and distribution of proceeds. CS2 is also unable to provide any information regarding the Main Street Mafia Crip association with other leaders of the other large gang organizations. CS2 is able to provide limited information regarding violent assaults committed by the Main Street Mafia Crips, including shootings, burglaries, and murders. CS2 is unwilling to testify in court against members of Main Street Mafia Crips because CS2 is fearful of retaliation against CS2 and/or CS2's family. CS2 believes that if any member of the Main Street Mafia criminal organization becomes aware of CS2's cooperation with law enforcement, the organization will likely orchestrate the execution of CS2.
Tell you where they fucked up at. They stupid motherfucker said.
Don't say
Let me tell you these
that.
bozos did, Adam.
Tell me.
They went on this clip on World Star and said, I was a federal informant and that I'm caught on wiretap. Now, these two things, right, are things that can be investigated. The wiretaps can be pulled.
Now that wiretap shows an individual referred to as CS2-Back or confidential source number 2 contacting another individual named Mark Stevens with the goal of getting in touch with a third individual named Dell. Dogg happens to be the head of the Main Street Mafia Crips at the time. And according to the wiretap, the CS2-Back individual wanted to tell Dell that his fellow Main Street named Stutterbox had quote unquote gone sour, aka is snitching. But unbeknownst to Mark Stevens and the Main Street Mafia Crips, the gang was already under surveillance as part of an ongoing federal investigation, and an article from the LA Times back from 2011 also corroborates these wiretaps and paperwork being legitimate. It reads, in one wiretap phone conversation 6 months after the attack, Rawls told Stevens that Ross, aka Stutterbox, had quote unquote gone sour. This is from the LA Times. This article also says that investigators obtained phone records documenting a flurry of calls from Mark Stevens to Ladell Rawls, who was Dogg, and other gang members around that time. So now that we know the paperwork is real and that the CS2-Back individual actually exists, how do we know that this is Wack 100 aka Cash Jones? Well, let's listen directly to the co-defendants from this case explain what happened and how they found out it was Wack 100.
Allegedly.
Remember the individual named Stutterbox who the CS2-Back person was calling Dogg to inform him had quote unquote went sour? Well, according to him, Wack was actually just snitching that case because on one of those wiretaps, he got caught giving up Stutterbox's address to Dogg, and Dogg sent some hitters at him, which resulted in Stutterbox getting his car shot up and Wack 100 getting arrested for conspiracy to commit murder. Listen.
Police ass nigga talking about nigga the first code of conduct is you don't talk to the police. Nigga, you is the police, nigga. Officer Wack, snitch ass 100. It should be silence and violence. This dude keep kicking my name. I told this nigga I'ma drown his ass, homie. On Main Street, I'ma drown. I decided to let this buster ass nigga know I know what he did, right? I'll get to some gangster shit. Nigga almost killed me and my baby mama, put like 20 holes in my Rolls Royce. We make it up out of there. Wack see the bullet holes in my car the next day. He reaching out, trying to contact the nigga who supposed to be the boogeyman. I know where the nigga live at, behind my back. It's in the paperwork. All on wiretap. That's why your house got ready, you bitch ass nigga. You conspiracy to commit murder, nigga. You buster ass nigga. But let me tell you how it play out. Call cuz, like, cuz. It's 3 niggas sitting in front of your house, cuz. Is these your homies, Wack? Oh, no, box. I know who that is. I jet flew out the house with the fully. Them niggas probably almost shot each other trying to pull off. Almost shot each other. If I know what I knew now, I would have jumped over their car, cuz, ran across the lawn, kicked in Wack door, and killed cuz. On Main Street. That's why your house got ready, you bitch ass nigga. You conspiracy to commit murder, nigga. You buster ass nigga. On Main Street.
His house got raided because he was on the wiretap.
What actually did you hear of Wack 100 that the feds had, but haven't charged him for conspiring to murder?
He allegedly gave Dogg my address, homie. And I told you that they was in front of my house, so somebody gave him the address. If I get killed, whoever gave him the address gonna get conspiracy to murder. But if I don't get killed, they just get conspiracy to attempted murder because they shot up my Rolls Royce, put 17 holes in my Rolls Royce.
Not only is Stutterbox saying that in this video, but also in other interviews, but he actually tells Wack 100 the same fact to his face on a recorded phone call. And of course, Wack 100 is the one that recorded this phone call.
Let's play Stutterbox talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dogg, remember?
That was your play. I had nothing to do with it. I was a victim.
They said when Dogg called you, his phone was hit. That's how they got on your line.
No.
And you play. That's what they say, Wack.
No.
Wack 100 still denies that the person in that paperwork, CS2 or confidential source number 2, named Back, is actually him.
On September 17, 2008, investigators interviewed Mark Edward Stevens at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney, Nicholas Tonsig. Investigators asked Stevens how he first learned of the kidnapping investigation regarding Robert Ross. Stevens said after investigators left a message saying they wanted to talk to him regarding a kidnapping, an assault investigation occurring in Los Angeles, he deduced that Ross was the victim. He believed this because several months ago he received a phone call from Ross's brother and recording artist Ray J, telling him that Ross had been beaten up. Stevens later said he received calls from Ross's brother and Cash Jones. Within the next couple months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. Jones told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross's home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money. He first said he was in Las Vegas when he received the phone calls from Ross's brother and Cash Jones telling him about Ross being assaulted.
Wack 100 still denies that the person in that paperwork is actually him. Well, let's hear what the other co-defendant and the person who the CS2-Back person was calling on that wiretap cleared this up for us. Is CS2-Back actually Wack 100 or not?
You get a phone call from Wack 100, Cash Jones. What did he contact you concerning?
He wanted to reach out to Dell, Dogg, rest in peace. I got the whole transcript, of the whole wiretap. Lawyers that was involved, they was able to get the discovery.
When you get the discovery, was part of that the actual wiretap? Do you see your conversation with Cash Jones in them transcripts?
Paperwork, they put him as Back. B-A-C-K. I kept asking the lawyer, like, who the fuck is, I ain't talked to no Back. And they said, nah, that's Wack. But they put him as Back because he a blood.
Was this Back also referred as confidential source number 2?
Yes, sir.
Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications.
And investigative officers can be summoned.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
To say, was this man a motherfucking federal informant?
Cash Jones was never arrested. We'd never arrested Cash Jones.
But in case that wasn't enough for you, here's another interesting fact. Remember when Wack 100 brought 2 police officers, Greg Kading and Reggie Wright, on Clubhouse to convince us that he wasn't a snitch and was not involved in this case that we're talking about?
So we got Reggie Wright up top right.
And here you are, publicly an ex-cop.
Yeah. Greg Kading was the lead investigator. I'm probably saying this shit wrong. He'll tell you more. On that case, to where well, fuck it, Greg. Tell them who you are.
That's funny.
In reality, this is a task force with a lot of different agencies that all work together to get this done. Can you speak a little bit about that, on if Greg's credibility hurts the findings of the entire task force or not?
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
But a letter from the LA County Sheriff's Department to a judge indicates more charges could come. A homicide captain writes a, quote, celebrity who believed Ross was having an affair with his wife enlisted the help of 7 gang members to kidnap, rob, and assault Ross. The letter says the celebrity and his manager are being investigated and more charges may be filed.
Even though this case was handled by the LA sheriffs, here is Greg Kading telling us half truth about how the case played out.
And you tell the people what my position in this case. How did Cash Jones, Wack 100, how did I get involved or implemented in this case?
So, I don't know what Box had going on, the whole Main Street thing and all his drama and background going on with that case. We looked into you. We wiretapped you, and we did a search warrant at your house and came up pretty much empty-handed.
Cash Jones was never arrested. We'd never arrested Cash Jones.
Oh, the police officer, the same one Wack 100 was able to get to come defend him on Clubhouse, who is obviously running the same playbook as Wack 100 when it comes to this specific case. He's telling us that, yes, Wack 100 got raided, got caught on a wiretap, but was never arrested. And in fact, Wack is innocent in that Stutterbox are just feeding them quote-unquote bullshit. But here is one problem with Wack and his cop buddies' narrative about Wack 100 never being arrested in this case.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
So according to the sheriff from the sheriff's office that handled the Main Street Mafia Crip case, from which the CS2-Back paperwork stems from, he claims Wack 100 was actually arrested.
There were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
So if he got arrested on a conspiracy to commit murder,
it's in the paperwork. All on wiretap. That's why your house got raided, you bitch ass nigga. You conspiracy to commit murder, nigga.
And potentially guns. How did he go free? Y'all let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe.
Greg, Reggie sent you a document. And I'm looking at that and looking at the names. MS, I'm identifying that as Mark Stevens. DD, I know is Dell, Dogg. And they got a name on there called Back, B-A-C-K. And it has some shit. Let me pull this shit up so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Back, and it has some shit says CS2. Now, can you tell the people what my position in this case? How did Cash Jones, Wack 100, how did I get involved or implemented?
Investigators formulated a plan to speak with suspects involved with the kidnapping, robbery, and assault of victim Ross. The purpose of this plan was to stimulate conversation on the wiretap.
How did I get involved or implemented in this case?
We looked into you. We wiretapped you, and we did a search warrant at your house and came up pretty much empty-handed, with the exception of some worn-out old gun. And but that was it.
All right. So then, I then came down to, I believe that's the federal headquarters on fucking Wilshire. I think. So I guess the story is when I came down to Wilshire, I came down there to inform and not pick up whatever little items I had, or I don't know what the fuck that was, but I know I had to come down to that Wilshire building, and I came down with my legal, which I don't know why I would have to inform, because I was never subject to any arrests or anything like that.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
So you let them know what my trip down to the Wilshire building entailed?
Yeah, so I remember that day, and you came down there, and
Cash Jones was never arrested. We'd never arrested Cash Jones.
Nigga, I was a target. My house got raided. Nigga, I was a victim. Nigga, I was a target. Nigga, I was a victim.
Hit the subscribe button. When I beat you on Power Rule, you going to bed. Let's play SHAQ talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dogg, remember?
That was your play. I had nothing to do with it. Nigga, I was a victim.
Wack 100 was a target.
I had nothing to do with it. Nigga, I was a victim.
And they said when Dogg called you, his phone was hit. That's how they got on your line.
No.
And you claim that's what they say, what?
Back is calling on another line to Mark.
I talked to Dogg, and I think Mark tried to set the three-way up.
Back is calling on another line to Mark.
I talked to Dogg. Mark tried to set the three-way up.
Let me tell you what I had to do with the case. Shaquille O'Neal was definitely my friend. And Wack, when he did what he did, y'all would not be seeing SHAQ as y'all see him today. Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I definitely know why I was doing what I was doing. I'm going to be real. The Crips just reaped the benefits of me looking out for SHAQ. I'm going to keep real with you. So, again, I want you to tell me what I snitched on, though. What I did was manipulate an individual to lie under oath.
Shaquille O'Neal is not charged in this case, but a letter from the LA County Sheriff's Department to a judge indicates more charges could come against the former basketball star. A homicide captain writes a, quote, celebrity who believed Ross was having an affair with his wife enlisted the help of 7 gang members to kidnap, rob, and assault Ross. The letter says the celebrity and his manager are being investigated and more charges may be filed.
you get a phone call from Wack 100, Cash Jones. What did he contact you concerning?
He wanted to reach out to Dell, Dogg, rest in peace. I got the whole transcript, transcripts of the whole wiretap. Lawyers that was involved, they was able to get the discovery.
But when you get the discovery, was part of that the actual wiretap? Do you see your conversation with Cash Jones in them transcripts?
Paperwork, they put him as back. B-A-C-K. I kept asking the lawyer, like, who the fuck is, I ain't talked to no back. And they said, nah, that's Wack. But they put him as back because he a blood.
Was this back also referred as confidential source number 2?
Yes, sir. That was the initiating. When they started recording.
The kidnapping and robbery took place approximately 2 weeks after Jones delivered the message to Steven. The investigation was delayed due to the ongoing federal investigation and wiretap case involving several of the suspects involved in the kidnap robbery. After reviewing the case, investigators formulated a plan to speak with suspects involved with the kidnapping, robbery, and assault of victim Ross. The purpose of this plan was to stimulate conversation on the wiretap.
You know, I ain't been helping the Wack boy in a minute. You know what I'm saying. He called me out of the blue yesterday.
That was the initiating. When they started recording.
Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications.
So, shout out to Reggie Wright.
When you were on the task force, were you one of the people that surveyed Reggie Wright Jr.?
Yes, I was.
This is my secret weapon. Everybody, all law enforcement that was on that case are Reggie's friends. So I called Reggie.
And here you are, publicly an ex-cop.
Yeah. I said, yo, Greg, brother's a dude.
Cash Jones was never arrested. We'd never arrested Cash Jones.
They said, listen, tell us about this. He said it's absolutely false. Wack 100 was a target, not informant. He said, furthermore, right, if he would have been caught on wiretap plotting or conspiring to kill somebody, we would have booked his ass.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
But we have all the wiretaps, right, that we was listening to.
Attached is a copy of the transcribed call between Rolls and Stevens, which was intercepted pursuant to a federal Title III wiretap case. CS2-Back wants Dell phone number. Back needs to talk to Dell. It's important. Back is calling on another line to Mark.
I talked to Dogg, and I think Mark tried to set the three-way up.
Back is calling on another line to Mark.
Lawyers that was involved, they was able to get the discovery.
Do you see your conversation with Cash Jones in them transcripts?
Paperwork, they put him as back. B-A-C-K. That's Wack. But they put him as back because he a blood.
Was this back also referred as confidential source number 2?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, I don't get what the streets is today. There's no I only told because of this. You told because you told.